Hello, everybody. Welcome here. I'm in Seattle with my colleague, Alan Lepovski. Talking. Being shy here. So we both are in Seattle at Microsoft's Build Developer Conference. First time in Seattle, and it's not raining, so quite amazing. Today was the day one keynote, and also very remarkably, it was finished early, which has never happened at Build. So what are your takeaways on the keynote this morning, Alan?
Well, yeah, I think it was a great event. You know, I'm not on the developer side of things. I'm on obviously on the collaboration side. So for me, not looking at Azure as, the platform developer, for me, there's four main areas for personal productivity and team collaboration. First was they did talk about Microsoft Teams, their new collaboration product. And from a developer standpoint, the point was it's extensible. You can add tabs, you can add bots, you can add integrations. So there was a lot of information there about how other vendors and other software providers, and even internally in your own company, you can extend Microsoft Teams. So that was one. And then they actually wrapped a specific use case around it about improving the meeting experience. So I'll be talking about that more in a future video. Number two was the Microsoft Graph, which was the ability to know information about connecting people, activities, and devices, and how that information can be used by developers to create more compelling Microsoft Office experiences. So how can personal productivity get better because of the graph? Well, knowing which files people have shared and which meetings you've had together, etc. The third, obviously, and I'm sure you'll dive deeper into this, is artificial intelligence. So how can Cortana and Bing and all of these things play a key role in making individuals more productive and teams more productive? How do you use vision and speech APIs to really enhance the way we get work done? They did some cool demos on, for example, workplace safety, but then they also showed PowerPoint doing translations. So as you're doing a PowerPoint presentation, people being able to hear you in different languages. And then the last one that I'm going to end with, which actually wasn't in this morning's keynote, it's actually going to be in tomorrow's keynote, is mixed reality, the virtual reality, augmented reality aspect of HoloLens, and how employees are going to be able to visualize data differently, how they're going to interact with their colleagues differently. So those are my big ones, Holger: Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Graph, AI, and mixed reality.
Well, it started with AI because you were lighting off there. Like clearly a big focus for Microsoft. Harry Shum was attend, showing lots of demos about real-time translation. Microsoft for the first time confirmed they're using neural networks. Interesting enough, don't have their own neural network architecture for that, so that's an interesting takeaway, which we had in follow-ups. It's very clear Microsoft wants people to build their own neural networks easily, and there's another push for that. They released the bot framework last year when Build 2016 was all about chatbots, right? Conversation as a platform. We didn't hear so much about this today, but there's another attempt to getting this done. About 30,000 developers was shared half a year ago, have downloaded the bot framework. That's not great numbers for Microsoft in general. So I think they're rephrasing, reformulating on the AI front, which is good to know. On the more developer things, the big news is obviously the Azure Cosmos DB, making it easier to go to NoSQL databases with very interesting low latency across and different patterns of consistency across lots of locations around the world. So if you're building next generation application using NoSQL, that's an interesting offering which allows you to solve the complexity of the former document DB in combination with MongoDB, in combination with many other interesting NoSQL standards which are out there, always an ingredient for next generation application. Of course, you tie yourself into Azure, right, which is the downside of that process. Visual Studio, lots of interest today. Hanselman on stage doing his demos, the usual things, going also into the Azure dashboard dev center with now a CLI integrated into this. Some people love it. Some CIOs will get more gray hair than I have, and people can do command line on their cloud infrastructure. And Azure Stack is getting more real, right? Moving closer to deployments on cruise ships. Carnival was an example for that. So it's important to have these cyber capabilities because data residency laws will get even tougher. Microsoft was happy and proud to have over 30 plus Azure locations. In my calculation of the current jurisdiction, you need close to 100 locations if you don't want to have local hybrid solutions, local things like Azure Stacks running. That's pretty much for me my four takeaways. Lots of things happening here. It's only day one. What show you look for tomorrow, Alan? What do you think is happening tomorrow?
Well, we've got some sneak peeks and some cool things that are coming in Windows, and I mentioned augmented reality. I'm looking forward to Microsoft continuing to up the ante in the way people create content, the way they share content, who they work with. I think you may see some interesting things there, both on the commercial side and obviously more important for me is, on the business side. But look forward to tomorrow seeing some really neat things around content creation.
Right, so tomorrow is Windows and Devices Day, right? The HoloLens was a big push at Build events last 2-3 editions, and 2 editions not long around, but it will be interesting to see what Microsoft has an update on augmented, virtual, or as they call it, mixed reality tomorrow. And then, of course, what's happening with the franchise, right, with Windows. That's it from my side, Alan. Anything from you? Any last famous words?
No, I think it's been a great event. I'm going to have a more detailed sort of summary of my points. I look forward to that. And thank you, Holger, for helping guide me through the technical aspects of this show. It's always a great event for me. And I look forward to explaining more about what's going on with Microsoft, what they're doing with developers, how it's going to help businesses, how it compares to the competition, etc. So thank you.
Always fun to be at an event together. So we didn't go running and we didn't go spinning. So we have to get better again, Alan, on this one.
Maybe tonight.
Right, this was Alan Lepo. Follow him on Twitter at Alan, L-E-P-O, Alan Lepo, and it's Holger Mueller. Follow me on Twitter at HOLGERMU, both from Constellation Research. Alan somehow has figured out how to get his toolbar going. I can't figure it out. Blaming Google this. Thanks for watching. Greetings from Seattle, where it's not raining yet. Bye-bye.